name is Samantha Lyons. I'm the director of the West Gold Fellows program here at Vested In. West Gold Fellows is a year-long comprehensive fellowship for high school students focused on real estate, entrepreneurship, and of course financial literacy. It's a program that we've had around now for about 17 years, and we love providing the opportunities for our youth around public speaking, college, and career planning.
My name is Carmen Polanco.
How did you first hear about West Gold Fellows?
I went to Bodine High School, and I remember they went to my school. I heard in the loudspeaker that there was like an internship opportunity and they was gonna talk about it in the auditorium, and they said something business related and real estate related. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so interesting. Like I'll definitely, I wanna learn more. Then I remember going to the auditorium and like hearing them talk about what the program is. And like literally from that day, I fell in love with the program and like the idea of like doing the program.
So my question is, what systematic issue is West Gold Fellows designed to respond to?
Vested In's mission is to facilitate community economic development. So West Gold Fellows is essentially how Vested In facilitates that community economic development through our youth. So for us, the goal is to provide a space for youth who are looking to really learn, not just have a summer opportunity or a summer job, but learn about finance, learn about their own finances, learn about real estate, learn about budgeting. Our goal is to bridge the wealth gap. And so that's the solution that we're trying to provide, to bridge that wealth gap for youth, for fellows and individuals who are looking to create something new for themselves, and also as the next generation create something new for their families.
So now that you've gained this knowledge and education, do you have conversations with your family?
And I think that this is like a personal value that I've been able to gain probably through my time like with Vested In, but like the value of like a mentorship, and like whenever I learn something, like being able to pass that forward, I think that that is so beautiful to me, and I think it's so important to me. And like it's so funny because my parents, they know what I do and what I've done, like, you know, through West Gold Fellows. So whenever they have friends who are also first time, you know, like immigrants, or like, you know, and they have kids who are like, you know, coming out of high school, or like, you know, applying to colleges, like it's been a couple of times where like my parents connect me with like their friends' kids, and so that I can tell them about like different programs, like different scholarships, different resources. And honestly, I feel like that is like the most important thing. It's like once I gain that knowledge, like I do everything in my power to like pass it forward, because I think that that's like how I was able to learn so much, and I think that that's just so important.
From your perspective, what makes West Gold unique as a financial education and empowerment program for youth, especially compared to traditional models?
I don't think there are a lot of traditional models for how we're providing financial literacy education to youth in general. And I think what makes West Gold Fellows unique, you know, our unique value proposition to our candidates, to our fellows, is not only are you providing financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and real estate, but we're also providing opportunities for college and career planning, as well as public speaking. We also have a $2,000 matching savings account program that we provide for our fellows. And I think those various components combine with really just, it's an intangible thing, but the West Gold Fellows family vibe. Our fellows aren't just here for 1 year, they're not just here for a summer, you know, there's consistent engagement, consistent support.
Can you share an impactful story from your time at West Gold Fellows?
I remember when I was, you know, I finished the program, you know, going into my senior year of high school, and this was during the times where I was applying to different colleges and like scholarships and like, you know, figuring things out for like after high school. And I remember it was during that time that was getting closer to like me having to make a decision on like what university I wanted to go to. And I remember just being very confused because like I'm a first generation immigrant and college student, so like I didn't really have like much support from my parents, and not because they didn't want to give it to me, but like they just had no idea about like the system. So I remember reaching out to Jim Burnett, the CEO of Vested In, and I asked for help. I'm like, oh, like, can you help me like figure out what university to go to? And then he like set up a Zoom call, and we got on the call, and like he helped me through it. He helped me like evaluate my choices, and then that's how I ended up with like going to Thomas Jefferson University. And then also that's why I chose finance as a major, which like now I'm so happy that I chose it.
What are some of the key outcomes or ripple effects you've seen from West Gold Fellows over the years?
I'm a personal believer in not just the breadth of impact, but the depth of impact. So for us, having a fellow like Carmen go through all the phases, not only really students like Carmen and other fellows who wanted to return and come back, really helped us grow and create more and provide additional opportunities. We now have returning cohorts. We have a leadership cohort. You can come back as a West Gold Fellow. You can come back and be in these different roles, which I think is part of that continuing to cycle and to be vested in our fellows and our interns, so that again, we're not just having one-offs with our students. It's not just a one-off summer, a random situation. It is an opportunity engagement. You become a West Gold Fellow for life. And so the idea is you can always come back here, from a fellow to a speaker to someone who's investing in our fellows. And that's really the goal.
What made you want to come back as a coordinator?
Like God coordinated that. Like I could not have, I remember I went to the Opportunities Breakfast. I think this was 2023, the Vested In Opportunities Breakfast. I remember Jim sent me an email about it, like randomly, and I'm like, okay, yes, I'll come. And then I went, and that's when I ran into Samantha and like Abby, who was a coordinator when I was a fellow, and Jim, of course, and like I was reconnected with like the Vested In family. And then then Samantha reached out. She was like, would you consider like being a coordinator? And honestly, at first I was very like kind of scared, because I feel like at that point in my life, I wasn't very comfortable like public speaking or like, all of that stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like take care of like high school students. Like it was just like crazy. And but again, like that was the summer right before I was gonna go abroad to study abroad. And so I was like, yes, like this is a time where I'm gonna be able to, this is like the perfect time for me to reconnect with like Vested In, make an impact, because I know personally how much of an impact that program did for me. So I'm like, this is the perfect time. I'm so glad I went through with it and I didn't like let my fear stop me or anything. But yeah, that's why I decided to give back.
How does a youth program like West Gold Fellows fit into Vested In's broader mission as a CDFI?
As I mentioned, I always say this, Vested In's mission is to facilitate community economic development. So for us, working with the West Gold Fellows is how we do that through the youth. It is intentional, it is purposeful, and as part of what we want to do, bridging the wealth gap, being able to start as young as possible, providing financial literacy, it becomes beneficial to their families, which becomes beneficial to our community. As a community development financial institution, we are engaged in the community. They're a part of our board, they're a part of our decision making, and so for us, it is extremely, extremely important to just make sure that we continue to invest. And for us, starting with the youth is just a really way to start early investing.
Is there anything else that you would like to say either about West Gold Fellows or about Vested In?
About to graduate college, and till this day, I am still feeling the support from Vested In, from Jim Burnett, from Crystal. I think that they're absolutely amazing, and I can truly see that they have my best interests at heart, and that's something that like I cannot make up. I cannot like it's just so clear and evident, and I just feel so lucky.